Today we're going to chase some fall on the OMB, on the old man bike, and try and get some video of some fall for us. We'll see what happens. Alright folks, we're headed for Buckeye Lake. We're looking for some nice fall colors. I was out in the countryside yesterday up towards Apple Valley in Ohio, north of central Ohio by, I don't know, 30 minutes. Awesome trip up 62. I was in the car though, but wanted to try to get some footage today and get out on the OMB and see what's happening. It looked really good up north, and last time I was out here it was starting pretty good, so hopefully we'll get some good footage once we get out of this freaking traffic. So, you know, everybody's trying to do the same thing. It's a Saturday. What are you going to do? This might take me a couple tries. I don't know. I just got this GoPro thing working. Royal pain in the ass to make a helmet cam, but I think I got something that's workable with it. Hopefully this microphone is going to be legible at some point. And but today we're on a 2002 Harley Davidson Electric Glide Classic. It's got the 88 cubic inch motor in it. It's like I don't know. I think they said it was 1440 cc's, but I've had this bike for about a month now, and you know, I've always been more of a twisty sports bike kind of, you know, sport slash cruiser, you know, but I like going around turns. But since I've gotten used to this bike, you know, it'll go through them too. Put a new set of tires on it, so you got to trust your equipment. But yeah, you know, everything's looking pretty good. I mean, you know, a little bit of color out there. It's this is probably the trail of the peak as far as peak colors go. We had a little bit of rain the other day, a little bit of wind, and knocked quite a few leaves down. But as you can see, it's lit up. But we're still kind of in the city here, so we'll get on out of town here for a little ways. Get out here in the country, heading for Buckeye Lake, Ohio. Go out here to our favorite little gas station stop, and then take a little tour through the countryside and see how everything's looking. But you know, so far so good. But happy to have a cruiser again. I haven't had a cruiser in I want to say probably 8 years. I had a Suzuki. What the heck was that? Suzuki Maduro 700 V4, water cooled. Had a nice sissy bar on the back, so when my son was younger, we used to do quite a bit of riding, and he liked it. He loved it. And the bike got old and wouldn't allow me to fix some spokes and some spoke issues, and I lost faith in it, and I gave it to a Facebook friend, and ended up next season buying a BMW R1150R boxer engine, and it runs like a bat out of hell, but it's also uncomfortable as hell after about an hour. And to get back on a Harley Davidson like this, well, of course I had a Sportster 20 years ago. I had a 95 XL 1200, you know, just your basic run-of-the-mill Sportster, and I had all the famous Harley Davidson problems with it. You know, the thing ate batteries and leaked oil, and it's like I had it for 2.5 seasons, and sold that to a friend of mine, and swore off Harleys for 20 some odd years. But I ran across the deal through a friend of a friend on Facebook, and went out and bought this motorcycle. Got a relatively good deal on it, I think, for what it is. It only has 20,000 miles on it. As far as I'm concerned, it runs like a top. I mean, so far so good. And, you know, I've only put, I don't know, I've put about maybe maybe 350, 400 miles. I don't know. I try to ride it at least once a week, usually for an hour or two, but still trying to get worked up to this Harley Davidson stuff. But as you can see, you got some nice gold colors, and there's a lot of maples. We in our neighborhood, there's people who planted fancy trees, so you'll see like the real bright red maples and stuff like that. And like I said, we had some wind and rain, and it knocked most of those down. I don't know what the deal is on that, but that's about what we got going. And this is my last blocker, getting ready to get out of the way here, and we're gonna hammer down and head for the lake. Watch the corn turn brown. But yeah, I'm really happy with this Harley so far. I mean, of course, it leaks a drop of oil, and what are you gonna do? That's just Harley Davidson as far as I'm concerned, and I don't know, just put more oil in it and hope for the best. All right, let's see what we got out here. Yeah, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I'll shut up there for a minute and just let you guys ride with me. This is my favorite non-long haul in-town route. Unfortunately, in Ohio, there's not a whole lot of twisties around central Ohio unless you just know where they are. And Buckeye Lake is just pretty much straight arrow out there. You know, there'll be a few turns coming back because I'll come back Route 256. But right now I'm on Route 204 runs off into a road called Black's Road. And Black's Road, basically, not Black's Road, shit, I don't even remember what the hell it's called. It ain't Black's Road, though. Anyhow, but yeah, it runs all the way to the lake, out to the, almost to the lake. But that's where we're headed today, and it's not looking bad out here. It's, the countryside during the fall. Well, what are you going to do? It's just, it's nice. It's nice. We're cruising today. It's 72 degrees. 72 degrees out. And, it's a nice fall cruise. I mean, we did the poker run last week, and it was quite a bit chillier. It was, I think, the high temp was about 60. So, today is it's your nice little Indian summer gift. But yeah, look at that out there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we get out here, we might find something. I want to try to get down to the Hockey Hills, and still getting used to the longevity of this bike. I've had stuff break on me before, and I'm just, I don't like to get too far away from home just in case I got a call for help. Blacklick Road, that's what it's called. Blacklick Road. I knew it was black something. But yeah, this is my favorite little ride. You get out here, it's just nice. I live in Pickerington, Ohio, and I live kind of right on the edge of Pickerington. So once I get through about 2 miles of stoplights, a little bit of traffic, right here. We've been going about 10 or 15 minutes, and we're already we're already out into it. There's a nice little graveyard. I like this little church area up here. Nice, beautiful trees up there. Real nice. Looks like they might be getting ready to do something with this road. A lot of money moved out here, and they're probably going to have to get off their asses and pave these side roads a little better. I mean, some of them, they're awesome. This one hasn't made it there yet. I mean, it's plenty fine for cruising, but ain't nothing better than some really nice fresh blacktop to screw around on, you know. There, that's the only bend in the road. That's the only bend. But yeah, that's what we do. What we do. I can't get nobody to ride with me today. I don't know. You know, sometimes the Buckeyes are more important out here in Ohio. You know, Buckeyes they're ranked. I think they're sitting number 3 or something like that. Number 4, number 5, something like that. They've been beating everybody so far. So everybody likes watching. They're on at noon today, so you know, it's already halftime probably. But yeah, I like it out here. So now I'm on Route 37 going south. We're going to take an east turn here and head through the town of Millersport. On 204. Get out of this head-on sun. I don't see how this video could be anything but junk going into the sun. And that right there, folks, is the reason people ride Harleys. Just for that little bit, just romping on it a little bit, listening to that motor roar. There's just something about it. You know, the vibration of it all, the Milwaukee power, or whatever the hell it's called. I don't know, man. My Beamer runs like a sewing machine, but, you know, something about a big old ergonomically sound seating position. You know, Harleys have got at least this one has the floorboards on it. You know, your feet are in a great position. You know, it's really comfortable to ride. I put a backrest on this thing, and it's heaven. And I've never had a backrest before, but my buddy Muncie, who you've seen in other videos, he has a 2016 Heritage 117 cubic inch, 6 speed in it, and he put one on his because he's got back issues. He's older than I am, but it was heaven. I rode it around the block, and It's like, I gotta get me one of those. But yeah, I don't know, man. I like them. There's something about them. Something about them. They're just, they're interesting. We'll see. We'll see. Take a few turns here. Get out of this town. Would have went around that UPS truck, but he had a turn light on. I don't mess with big trucks. They just say they're sorry and go take their pee test. Meanwhile, you're in a world of hurt. Practice our slow go. Our slow race. This is Millersport. This is where they have the Millersport Sweet Corn Festival. It's like over Labor Day weekend, September 1st weekend. Nice little house for sale. Probably way too expensive these days, but everything is, isn't it? That's old Millersport High School. Now it's the elementary. High school is behind that, and that behind that in that field. Also, that's where they hold the Sweet Corn Festival. There's a big bunch of fairgrounds back there. You see, that's the high school. Pretty sure one of them is. But yeah, this is where most of the motorcyclists gravitate to if you live in or around central Columbus. Center of Columbus, anywhere from Whitehall around. But it's like, I see a lot of you see a lot of bikers coming back. If you're coming back 70, they seem to always be coming back from the lake or going to the lake, and that's where they're going. But, right here is probably the best part of the ride. Some twisties coming up, a couple blind hills, but I know where the roads are, and I don't ride this thing stupid. The Beamer I'll get a little stupid on this because it's a hell of a motorcycle, and you can correct your mistakes pretty daggone fast if you need to, but I don't mess around with this Harley. It still stops pretty good. I did a couple of emergency stop procedures with it when I first got it, and I was really surprised. It's got dual front rotors, a nice big back brake, and if you use both of those, you can slow it from 50 to 0 in probably, I want to say, less than 3 seconds, easily. And that's not like full on, but it's to where in an emergency braking situation, you got a little bit. You could even get on harder. But I had a light turn red on me, a quick yellow light. And I got hard on it, and I was only doing about 40 mile an hour, but it was less than a second and a half, and I was dead stop. But it's a cool little area out here. Cool little area. Nice couple turns coming up. Nice big open wide S turn coming up after this little bit of hill. Here's your first blind hill, and that's there. You can see that's goes to one of the boat shops out there. We're basically on the south side of the lake, and we're running alongside of the lake now here for about I want to say the next 8 or 9 miles. And this is a nice big long S turn. See, here comes the bike, and he's coming hard. He's coming hard, man. He's coming hard. He likes to turn too. This is an easy 70, 75 mile an hour turn. In my young and stupid days, I hit it at 95 on a Yamaha Seiko Turbo 650. We're gonna stop over here and top off our gas situation, and nice little hidden gas station back here. we're headed for the Beach House Pub. Basically, if you keep going, you know, this basically this road dumps out into the lake, and if you make a turn right, it just runs you across one of the most beautiful little bike paths. I mean, you'll probably see them if my video is worth anything. You'll probably see them. That's one thing nice about Harleys too, is if you don't downshift, you know, a ton, it's got enough torque to just pull your back right out of it. You know, even if you know, like I come on that car right there, and I always get a little nervous because sometimes, you know, they're riding the yellow center, and you know, if you watch normally, my lane position is I ride on the right tire, just because that's just the way I've done it all these years, and I like to stay away from oncoming traffic. It gives me a few options. If something's running at me, I got room to move to the left, and it's just like if they're coming at me from the other way, you know, it's already a bad situation. So it doesn't really matter. I got friends that, you know, I think that's probably a motorcyclist debate is, you know, lane position. You know, I don't like to ride in the center because the cars leak oil. You get used to that in the city or something like that. Sometimes you'll hit an oil patch at a stoplight or going through an intersection, and you go down, and then you go down right in the intersection with oncoming traffic and shit. It's like, I don't want no part of that stuff. Here's my little hidden marathon, so we're gonna go stop in here, get some gas. Not the best landing. Alright, we got her all gassed up. Practice our low speed skills here. Alright, now this little farm area here, usually pretty cool. Usually pretty cool. And yeah, we're just cruising along, man, cruising right along. But yeah, if you ain't been here, come out on the weekends, because I like to come through the week. That way it won't be crowded. Not to be mean, but yeah, I'm kind of mean. I don't like traffic. I don't like crowds. You know, one of those things. That poker run, we were on that poker run last week, and boy, that was a treat. That was a treat. I wish I would have had this helmet cam then. The one that I tried to rig up did not work. Fell off the helmet, luckily in my garage instead of on the road. Because everybody knows GoPros aren't cheap. But yeah, there's people out here with horses and stuff like that. That's my favorite house right there. I love that red house. It's pretty cool. It's the red house over yonder, baby. It's where my baby stays. So let's see. I don't like that hill. I don't like that hill. I never did. I never will. I keep waiting for some dipshit to come over that hill about 70 mile an hour in a Porsche and just light me up. Every time I do that, it's like, please don't do that. Because there are, I mean, you know, let's face facts. I'm an idiot too, but I know where not to be an idiot. But sometimes people don't know where they're at, and they're still idiots. And that's why bad things happen. Nice little horse barn there. You can board your horses there. and ride them. I don't see a whole lot of them out here on the road. I think, you know, there's a lot of people. There might be places for them to ride out here, but I've never even seen anybody on them. But seen people riding them and working their horses in the circles and all whatnot. But that's a nice little view there. A little bit of color. That's even nicer over that way. Without the without the trailer, of course, it'd look a little better. But you can't have everything, you know. You can't have everything. But, this is really awesome, man. I was hoping it looked like this. I was hoping we'd get into it. I think I might head down to take a run through the Hocking Hills sometime this week, because this week's, in my opinion, this is going to be it. You know, this is technically, as far as I'm concerned, after what I saw the other day, it's like this is like almost after peak, you know, almost after peak season. So, Blind Hill number 9, nice big old valley. Cornfields are still up. They better get after that, boys. Another little jog here. And that road there, you go straight, it hooks right back on the 204. So if you don't know how to get around Buckeye Lake, watch this video, and the places that I shout out, you will be able to look up on Google Maps. You know exactly where I was. Out in the country. Going to the country, baby, don't you want to go? Absolutely. The land of Trump supporters. I never saw so many Trump flags in my life during that last election. You can tell who they wanted, that's for sure. Not what we got. But I digress. No politics on the ride, Michael. No politics on the ride. Yeah. I have a good friend. There's a Copper Penny, Lakeside. I got a buddy that lives down there from 6 months out of the year. And then snowbirds for 6 months. Very well might end up in Florida myself for a week or so this year. Now we are right on the lake. We are right on the lake right here. We're gonna, canals and stuff come back in here to service these condos. The place is, in the last 20 years, it's built up quite a bit. And now you gotta be freaking rich to live out here. So that's not happening to me. You buy a piece of shit house out here for $300,000 and they just they still think you got a deal. So yeah, but that's what's going on. I like them though. I mean, I like them, but you know, it's one of those places like I discovered Airbnb last year when we went to Florida, and it's just like I'm kind of when I'm hooked. It's like I don't care about buying all these nice, trying to find a nice, beautiful dream place. I think I'll just go somewhere, and if I have to spend $1,000 I can stay at a place that's 3 times, 4 times as nice as I can afford to buy, and go home and let somebody else clean up after me. So now we are in the town of Thornport, and I am going down the side road here if I can. Looking safe to me. It's also the land of the Port Smokehouse. They're about ready to pack it in for the year. Papa Boo's is already closed. Got a nice little coffee shop down here. And then there's up here just a ways is Lucky's. A nice place. They got great food. A friend of mine owns it. Him and his family own it. One of a few bars, including the Midway where we play at in Pataskala. But you have live entertainment out there on the weekends, and you DJs on Saturday, you know, the normal kind of stuff. So nice little place to stop off because the food's great, and it's not a real busy bar. It's nice. If you can't get into the daggone port or something like that, it's a nice place to nice little diversion, because you can go there and you'll get a seat, and you'll get some good food. But I'm going to shut this thing down because it's we're back into the headland again. Alright, now we're on 256. We're headed back towards the house, but we're a bit of ways. This is probably the wickedest part of the twisties. That's why it's my favorite, one of my favorite rides, because you can really, you get in here on the Beamer, and that little ship will go around some turns, and she'll go around them pretty damn fast, but never above the speed limit, of course. Oh yeah, no, we wouldn't do that. Don't necessarily have to. One gear down here, wicked little west turn, and for once in my life there's nobody coming. Every time I go around this turn, it seems like there's somebody on it, and a peak of apex of every turn. They're right there coming, and their tires touching the second yellow line. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. The only negative thing about this road is there's one of those a-holes that mows his freaking lawn and blows grass out in the damn road, and I hate him. I'm gonna ride up this Honda's ass. Right here, this guy, right here on this corner, this dipshit in this house on the right, blows his grass and shit like that, right there where you don't need it. But whatever. You're supposed to love everybody, right? It's not Sunday. It's only it's Saturday, so fuck them. Indeed, everyone. Indeed. It's my sociopathic behavior blooming as I ride. But I will say one thing about this motorcycle. It is just relaxing. It's basically, I call it the motorhome of motorcycles. It's just, it's like riding around in a daggone, captain's chair, the nicest captain's chair you can find. No trains are coming. This is that's the worst railroad tracks around. And I hit that way too hard. And then on down the road here, we're going to run into Baltimore, and they have one of the smoothest sets of train tracks around. That and Route 37 north of 40, right after you pass National Trail Raceway. Well, oh, here we go. Yeah, that's alright, buddy. I have to park that big dump truck so you can't see around it. That's freaking wise. Let's get out of town, boys. Ride, daddy, ride. That's what we do. Yeah, can't beat it. I don't know. I like it. It's a lot of fun. Give me something to do. Something else to do. Among everything else that I try to do. I'll be so happy when they get this road done. Looks like they're putting some pavement on it now. Wang! Yeah, they almost got her done. That's nice. Last 2 times I've been down through here, it's been grooved pavement, and it feels like it. Son of a gun. I thought I was gonna make it. Yeah. And we're stopped. But yeah, What is that? The WC Grill and Pub. I've never been there to eat. I sure want to, but I've already fucked around and missed lunch. Already too far into it to eat lunch. I just have to do like normal. Eat dinner later. But yeah, this light didn't change the last time I was here, so hopefully they got that. Oh, they did. I had to run it last time with a big bird hanging off the back of the bike. I had to run that sumbitch. Yeah, this is Ohio, baby. You know, what are you gonna do? Just like, you know, you go to Florida and it's like, yeah, it's a bunch of straight line riding too, but hell, if you ain't never been there, I'm here to tell you, if you cruise down, I don't want to say 98 or something like that, whatever. Here it goes. Shit, here we go. Bang, bang, boom. Ooh. Down to what runs along the Panhandle there. That's one of the most beautiful drives I've ever been on. You know, through Destin and the White Sands and all that. We drove all the way to Mobile, Alabama, just so I could pick some cotton. And pretty nice trip. That was 22 years ago, but it was cool then. It's still cool now. There's a whole hell of a lot more what do you call them, hotels and condos and crap like that. But here we are, we're cruising into the edge of Baltimore, and another nice little town if you want to get the hell out of Columbus. You know, I'm sure, of course, everything's so expensive, but it's a beautiful little small town. And you know, they got a few bars and coffee shops and things of that nature. Don't you go, buddy, you stick right there. Yeah, how I define a small town is no Kroger, no Walmart, but a Dollar General, of course. Dollar General does not necessarily disqualify you for a small town status these days, because boy, they'll put them suckers anywhere. But they do have a gas station. They got a gas station and a Dollar General. I think they're right next to each other. But getting ready to cross State Route 158. Runs north and south between, you know, it goes a long ways, but for me it goes from, you know, Pataskala to Lancaster, Kirkersville to Lancaster. After that, I don't really know where it goes. I think it might actually stop in Lancaster. Love it when the light turns green. I can't just let it go now, daggone it. Nice little church. And like I said, just a typical small town. I mean, if I was a kid growing up here, I'd have enjoyed it. You know, you don't have to walk too far. Walk a mile and you're out in the woods. So, but you know, if you like that kind of thing, I mean, where we lived out in the boonies when I was a young adult, and we had to walk 2 miles to get to a small town like this, and we were always there trying to get into trouble somehow. Sorry, I'm still getting over COVID number 4. Another pretty cool graveyard. I think it's actually, there's some military veterans in there. I mean, they got the guns and shit. Pretty cool. Coming up here after this town, there's an AMVET. I believe it's an AMVETS, but they have a restored plane. I don't know my planes, you know, but they restored it a few years back, and it's beautiful. It's real nice. We'll see that here in a few minutes. See, they got little restaurants here and there, and they got banks and used car lots. It's your typical small town. This is one of the larger small towns, but you drive through it the way I drive through it. It seems like an old one because you don't see a whole lot of the, you don't see a whole lot of the newer houses. You damn church scared the shit out of me. There's music coming out of it, and I was like, oh shit, the hell's. I thought the cops were on me. Nope, not yet. All this farmland, still do it out here. Don't let them take that crap away from us, people. Just don't let them. Don't let those Monsanto pricks ruin all this.